Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Around America we go. This time, well, we're going to stop in Fort Worth, Texas. Amy Ford from Embrace Grace joins us. Thank you, Amy, for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, I don't want to steal too much of your thunder, but Embrace Grace is a nonprofit. You take it from there. What is this? What's your 30-second elevator pitch?
We help young women with unplanned pregnancies get connected to churches. A lot of times when churches say they're pro-life or anything like that, they usually, when a girl within their congregation actually has a baby, they may turn away, they may say you're kicked out of youth group and all of that. We want to change that. We're calling it a pro-love movement, and we want small groups, support groups within churches all around the nation for these young women to turn to for help and support instead of feeling completely alone.
Yeah, that's interesting that you termed it as pro-love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, really, people that are pro-choice, you can't argue with loving people. Like, if we are giving them all the options, we need to make sure that whether they choose abortion, we don't want them to, but if they do, churches need to have abortion healing groups. And if they choose to parent, then the church needs to walk alongside them the whole pregnancy and beyond. They need to get plugged into a spiritual family and feel loved and not feel alone. That's one of the hardest times to go through, is when you have an unplanned pregnancy. So it's a great time for the church to step in.
Well, being a male, I'm not going to pretend I know what women go through when they're pregnant, if it's an unplanned pregnancy or what have you, but you mentioned it there. You do feel alone, right? I mean, that's the weight of the world coming down on your shoulders, and that's where Embrace Grace comes through, right?
Yeah, and I think the church, for a lot of times, they just don't even know what to say. Like, they don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry. So they don't say anything, and you can feel alone in a crowd of people. And so by creating support groups, and we give them a baby shower, they have a Princess Day where we honor them and just tell them how much God loves them and crown them. And it's all about their identity, value, and worth, and how much God loves them. So when the church can do that and walk alongside them, we're seeing so many more lives changed, transformation, and babies saved.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, for the women who come to you, what do you see as their reaction to all of this?
Well, most of the time, if I even invite them, I look to see, are they married? What's their situation? It looks like they're pregnant. So I'll go up to them and invite them. And the first reaction is, there's no way I'm stepping foot into a church like this.
Yeah.
My very first class we had, one woman wore a coat in August in Texas because she was terrified to step foot into a church and letting anyone see that she's pregnant. And the church has really become known more for what we're against than what we're for. And so we just want to change that, because we're for life and we're for love and helping people get back on their feet and not kicking our own wounded, but picking each other up. It isn't about behavior modification. It's about a heart transformation.
Amy Ford is joining us from Embrace Grace, president and founder. How did all this start?
Well, I had an unplanned pregnancy myself, and I felt completely alone. And even the pastor that me and my husband got married. We got married when I was 16 weeks pregnant, and we asked the guy that had led Ryan to the Lord to marry us, and he wouldn't. He said that we had sinned and that he couldn't bless the marriage.
Wow.
And so we just felt like it was a scarlet letter. We just didn't go back to church for a long time. And so that is really what, going through that season of loneliness really is what inspired the idea of how the churches can actually play a huge role in saving lives by just being more vocal about, we are a safe place, we have our doors open to you. If something like this happens, or someone that you know is going through this, come and talk to us. We're going to be here to walk alongside you. And we're seeing so many thousands of lives saved because of churches stepping in and helping.
Amy, quickly, how can people find out more about Embrace Grace?
Just go to embracegrace.com. You can get information on starting a group, on giving, on finding a group if you're pregnant. All the information is there.
Excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're going around America, folks. This time we stopped in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Vic McCarty for NewsNet.